Have you ever played an MMORPG that combines classic fantasy adventure with a player-driven economy? Today, we're checking out ROHAN 2 on Cross, a game that blends action-focused combat, character growth, resource farming, and a blockchain-powered ecosystem centered around RubyX. In this video, we'll take a look at the game's world, progression mechanics, explore what Liam is all about, and talk about why RubyX has been getting so much attention recently. Let's get into it. One of the first things you notice in ROHAN 2 is the overall atmosphere and world design. While a lot of modern titles focus heavily on visual overload, ROHAN 2 stays closer to traditional MMORPG roots. You create your character, enter the world, complete quests, battle enemies, gather resources, and steadily strengthen your account over time. The progression system feels natural and beginner-friendly. Instead of throwing every mechanic at you immediately, the game gradually introduces new systems while encouraging exploration and combat. That slower onboarding actually makes the experience easier to enjoy. From my first impression, ROHAN 2 feels welcoming for newer players, but still offers enough systems and progression to keep experienced MMORPG players interested. Now let's talk gameplay. Combat is one of the biggest parts of the experience, and overall it feels smooth and engaging. As you continue progressing through missions and encounters, you unlock stronger abilities, upgrade your character, and challenge tougher enemies. That sense of continuous improvement is what makes MMORPGs enjoyable in the first place. Completing objectives, earning rewards, improving your setup, and preparing for what comes next. ROHAN 2 keeps that cycle moving consistently. Whether you're exploring new zones, farming materials, defeating enemies, or chasing better gear, there's always another step pushing your character forward. But gameplay isn't the only thing players are discussing. A feature that's gaining attention right now is LEOM. Rather than feeling like a side system, LEOM appears to be connected directly to the overall progression experience and influences how players interact with the world over time. As more people spend time in the game, understanding how LEOM fits into the larger ecosystem may become increasingly important. That's why it feels like something worth learning early instead of leaving until endgame. Now let's move to another major topic, RubyX. RubyX acts as an important part of the ROHAN 2 economy inside Cross. Instead of existing as a separate reward system, it's integrated into the ecosystem and adds another layer beyond traditional MMORPG progression. For players already familiar with Web3 gaming, this creates an interesting mix. You still get the familiar experience of leveling up, completing content, and improving your character, but there's also an economy that connects into the wider cross-platform. Learning how RubyX functions can help players make smarter decisions as they progress, and many players are watching closely to see how it evolves alongside the game itself. Another important part of progression is reward farming. This is where efficiency starts making a difference. Players who understand which activities are worth focusing on, how to spend their time effectively, and how to maximize progression will naturally move ahead faster. Rather than grinding everything equally, successful players often focus on repeatable activities that create steady growth. Whether your goal is stronger progression, collecting resources, or creating value inside the ecosystem, having a solid farming approach can make a noticeable difference. And it's something I'll be exploring more as I continue spending time in the game. Overall, my early experience with ROHAN 2 has been positive. The game mixes classic MMORPG progression with farming systems, LEOM integration, and the RubyX economy in a way that feels accessible to both traditional MMORPG players and Web3 audiences. Of course, long-term success depends on how the game develops and how the community continues engaging with its systems. But from what I've experienced so far, it definitely feels like a project worth keeping an eye on. If you've already started playing ROHAN 2, share your thoughts and experience below. And if this is your first time hearing about it, this might be the perfect moment to jump in and experience the Vengeance era for yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.